Morning, all. All right, so we just have the two games tonight. Relatively quiet day around the National Hockey League today, thus far. If that changes, we can do a video on how that changes. But for today, we got two games. One starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern. That is the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs in Game 5. I'm wearing Montreal because why not? Wear the jersey of a team that might get eliminated tonight, sure. And as I've done for the last few days now. Toronto has held Montreal to 4 goals. And it's interesting because the question then becomes, so do you praise Jack Campbell for that, or is it damning of the attack for the Montreal Canadiens? I think you can do both. I think you can acknowledge a goaltender's playing really well, and I think you can also acknowledge that a team that isn't able to score those goals should be able to score more than they are. So for Montreal, they're going to try to figure it out tonight. Now, if Toronto wins, that'll be the first time they've won a series in 17 years. I'm already seeing articles about how well Toronto's being run, and I'm like, okay, let's just hold off a little bit here on all the congratulatory stuff, because it just feels a little early, but I understand the excitement and I appreciate the enthusiasm. Foligno is still out for Toronto. Sandin is supposed to be in for Dermott, so Sandin's back in the lineup tonight, apparently. So we'll see how that turns out. It's going to be Price. It's going to be Campbell. We know this. And, so Toronto, they're all in on Jack Campbell, and they may very well be set for a series against Winnipeg with a victory tonight. Then at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, we get Carolina in against the Nashville Predators. It's a late start time. I know Nashville's a different time zone, but that's still a late start time. And so there's 2.5 hours between these two games. So should be able to watch the entirety of the first and then the entirety of the second, barring overtime. But Carolina has a chance to knock out Nashville tonight. Now, I would have worn my new Nashville jersey that I got yesterday. I got the Grail jersey. The checkerboard jersey that I've been just chasing for many years, since before I had this channel. And so I thought about wearing that, and I thought, we'll save that for a more special occasion than just a preview / news video. So Nashville's at home. I think they have a good chance of holding serve because every team at home has won every game in this series. So we'll see if Nashville and their fans can get them there, and then we'd go to a Game 7 in Carolina, and that could be a ton of fun. And of course, Montreal looking to force a Game 6, which would be at home in front of 2,500 fans. So that could be fun. All right. Looking at teams that got eliminated last night, Florida. I don't think anybody's going to be throwing any shade at Jonathan Huberdeau. 2 goals, 8 assists for him in the series. He was very good. Barkov, a goal and 6 assists. One of the best two-way centers in the game. Hornquist was fantastic. 2 goals, 3 assists. He goes to the net, plays a very physical game. Bennett, a goal and 4 assists. Remember, he was suspended the one game. Bennett, I thought played pretty well. I did. I thought Florida played pretty well. The biggest difference was, in the end, the goaltending and the goal generating that went on for Tampa. So you look at the save percentage of their goaltenders. Spencer Knight, a rookie who has 4 games of experience coming into this series, .933 save percentage. Drieger, who's been a backup through the last couple of years, played pretty well. There's some concern about whether or not Seattle takes him in the expansion draft. .871 save percentage. And then you have the $10 million a year goaltender in Bobrovsky, who had an .841 save percentage. So nothing to see there, right? So goalie controversies in Florida, they're a thing. They've been a thing for a while, and it looks like they may very well be part of this team going forward. Although in all likelihood, next year they have Knight and Bobrovsky as the tandem, and they probably just rotate them. I would think. I would imagine. I'd be kind of surprised if they don't. Because I don't think anybody's taking Bobrovsky's contract. And I don't think Florida's going to want to pay the price you'd have to in order to get that contract off the books. On the Pittsburgh front, what's interesting is their number 1 scorer was Chris Letang at a goal and 5 assists. If you tell the Islanders before this series, hey, the leading scorer for the Penguins in the series is going to be Letang, I think they'd be pretty happy. Carter had 4 goals and 1 assist. Excellent series for Carter, but they're out. And Malkin had a goal and 4 assists for 5 points as well. And of course, Crosby had a goal and an assist. And the overall numbers would tell you Pittsburgh's got some troubles here. Tristan Jarry, an 888 save percentage. They just didn't have the goaltending. It's something they're going to have to fix in the offseason, but they're getting older too. And this is the problem. You're getting older in a league that seems to keep getting younger, and they don't have those top-notch prospects coming up in order to replace the guys who are getting older. And it's already been said before, Pittsburgh is not going to go into a rebuild as long as Crosby's there. So, now what? That's up to Ron Hextall to decide. So, NHL Central Scouting has come out with their final draft rankings. Among North American skaters, Owen Power, defenseman, is still number one and expected to go number one overall. It would be kind of surprising if he's not number one overall. Mason McTavish, good season for him. He's moved up to number two. He's a center. He's number two among North American skaters. North American goaltenders, Sebastian Cossa is the number one ranked North American goaltender. I've seen ranked or mock drafts where he's in second round. And then international skaters, William Eklund has gone up to number one on that list. He's a left winger. You'll notice Arttu Ratu isn't on the list. Ratu was number three on international skaters. Number two, Simon Edvinsson. I don't know why it's Simon Edvinsson. I don't know why I had to spit that out like that. But anyways, yeah. So he's number two. And the ones that are interesting to me, Luke Hughes is number 4 on the North American skaters list. Matt Beniers is number 6 on the North American skater list. I would think those two guys may end up going higher than what they're ranked on this list. And then international goaltenders, first round draft pick goaltender Jesper Wallstedt is going to go early. And he will very, very likely be the first goaltender taken. And might end up being top 15 or top 20. But he's a highly ranked goaltender, at least in some of the mock drafts I've seen. That's going to change. It's going to be all over the place. This year's draft is going to be fantastic for just the complete and total who's going to go where aspect of it. I think once we get to the draft, we'll have a good idea of who the top 3, top 4 are going to be based on which teams are drafting where. And then it just completely opens up after that. But I would think both New Jersey and Vancouver would be looking long and hard at adding Luke Hughes as a possibility for them because they already have his brother. So he'd either join Jack or he'd join Quinn. And again, I kind of like Beniers. So we'll see how things go. Of course, next year's draft is really considered to be absolutely loaded. And there may be some gems that fall through the cracks because of the way that this season went and some players not getting to play. That maybe the 2022 draft will have some older players as well who slipped through the cracks of this year's draft that end up being highly ranked next year. But hey, it's been that kind of a year. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below as always. Does Owen Power go number 1? Does Ratu end up going to, say, Winnipeg? Just throwing that out there as an option. Or does he end up going to Columbus? Columbus might be a more likely option as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happen upon this video. And remember, on the 2nd of June, which is not that far off, the draft lottery takes place. So that should be a lot of fun. And yes, we will be doing a live stream for that. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.